Okay, guys, hats off to the 49ers. I thought it was a high-caliber game today. I was really pleased with a lot of different things. You could see the margin for error is really small against a great football team like that. And there was a few play sequence into that third quarter where it just got away from us. And it's all things that I'm very encouraged that we can fix, that we can control. I like the spirit. I like the competitiveness. I like the resilience of this group. And I have no doubt about it that we're going to be able to respond the right way. Today was a great opportunity for us to be able to learn, to be able to understand where that margin for error is. But I love the look in these guys' eye. I like the way that they continue to be able to compete through the finish. And these are always learning opportunities for us. You know, some of these adversity presents opportunities. And I'm excited to be able to, go forward with these guys in the right way. And I have no doubt they're going to do that same thing. But, you give credit to the 49ers, and they did a good job today.
What do you see with your offensive line? He threw the ball 55 times, only one sack.
Yeah, and really it was a miscommunication on that one where we should have had that one picked up. I thought the guys did a good job. It gets a little bit out of hand when you're in a 2-minute mode and you end up, probably 15 to 20 of those throws are in the latter parts of the game when you're kind of, down 2 possessions. So I thought, I'm excited to dive into this tape. We know that's an excellent defense, excellent front. They definitely dialed it up. It ended up bringing more than 4 a couple times, a handful more times in the second half. But there were some things that we felt like we knew, felt like we had a good grasp of it, and we're just a little bit away from being able to execute. And certainly there's always going to be decisions that you want to be able to try to continue to put guys in the right spots. So this isn't exclusive to players, but I was proud of the way those guys fought, and we'll see where we're at from an injury standpoint coming out of this.
What was the decision to make Akers inactive?
Coach's decision felt like that was best for our football team. Felt like Kyron gave us the best opportunity, and what Ronnie and Royce have done. So that was a decision that I made.
Is this similar, Sean?
No, this is different. This is just it's more about I'm always going to make decisions, Gary, that I think are in the best interest of our football team. And I have tremendous respect for Cam Akers, but I felt like for our football team today and in this game and as we move forward, that was going to be the best decision for us.
Will he be with you?
I think there's going to be an opportunity to see what that looks like moving forward, but it's not going to be a back and forth thing. And he and I have had great dialogue, and we'll see what happens over the next couple days.
Do you feel like this game today got away or changed significantly when the ball went through Kyron's hands?
Well, I think that was a key play in the game. There's so many plays that lead into it, but some penalties, there were some things like that, a couple little turnovers, but there was a 4-play sequence there, and that was certainly one of them where the game can kind of pivot in a very quick manner against an excellent team. And like we talked about, the margin for error, but it's about just staying in the moment, being able to play one play at a time, and then being able to handle the ebbs and flows. It doesn't always go perfect. There'll be a lot of great opportunities for us to be able to learn in that sequence, from a defensive standpoint at the end of the first half, where, all right, how can we handle that better? How can we do things better offensively on teams? So you're always growing, and that's no different than when we ended up getting the result that we wanted last week. But I am excited about being able to attack these improvements the right way and do the things that we've talked about.
I wanted to ask about the second Stafford interception specifically. Was that just a jumped route by the DB? Or
Yeah, they were playing a split safety man coverage, so he was in a trail technique on the end breaking route on the backside. Maybe I had an opportunity somewhere else, but you give Lenore credit. He did a nice job. The pocket started to be able to collapse, but that was a nice play by him, and that was a route that he should be able to undercut because he's got over the top help right there.
147 yards from Puka. What did you see with him, especially since he was struggling with the oblique drop?
He did a great job. He's tough. He's a physical competitor. I thought that showed up. He continued to battle all the way through the end. I mean, he's the epitome of what we want to be as Rams. I love Puka Nacua, and I was really pleased with him today. I'm not sure. I was hoping to be able to get with him before I came in here. I haven't had a chance to talk to him yet.
Considering the little margin of error you're talking about, do you see this as a missed opportunity against one of the best teams in the NFL?
I think it's hard to say that, Timmy. I don't want to say a missed op, but I think there's learning opportunities. That's what it is. And ultimately, we didn't come away with the result that we were hunting up, but there was a lot of good things that we can take away. There's a lot of things that, like I said, I'm excited to dive into this tape, really look at it because that margin for error is really small. You give them credit. They're a really good football team. They've been given their flowers for a reason because of great coaches, great players, and they came, and I thought it was a high-caliber football game that you guys witnessed today.
Coach, outside of the interception, how would you say Kyron played today?
I thought he did really well. I thought he had great command of what was going on. I thought he made his plays. I thought his extra effort, especially whether it was running it or just his feeling the screen game or being able to catch a low pass and then be able to create a little bit after the catch. It was unfortunate, but those are things that can sometimes occur in football. And I was really pleased with Kyron overall.
What'd you think of your run defense? They got to 159, but 51 of those was one run.
Yeah, and those are ones that we want to be able to learn from. But I thought the guys played really tough. I thought they tightened up. I thought they got some key and critical stops. When they got the stop and it's a one-possession game and you've got a chance to be able to say, all right, let's go drive down in here and you're playing normal ball with 6 minutes left in the game. And unfortunately, we ended up, turning the football over. But I thought they did a great job. I thought they really tightened up. I thought they did some really good stuff in the second half. But I thought the overall effort, the engagement, the edge that they played with, I thought that was there throughout the course of the game. They're going to make some of their plays. They missed a couple that, we were fortunate enough that they didn't end up hitting. But again, I was pleased with those guys.
Sean, a young team looking to develop chemistry like you guys are, how do you grow from a performance like this?
I think you look inward. You continue to stay connected. I love the rapport of that group. I love the way that they play for one another. I love the energy and the edge that they play with. And I think we want to just be able to continue to stack blocks. And whether we came away with the result we wanted or we had this result today, it's about how do we move forward? How do we continue to embody a lot of the growth mindset that we talk about? Let's understand the work works. We're going to continue to go back to work. We're going to look inward at where we can improve, continue to tighten up our process, and that's exactly where we're at.
Last one, Joe. Last one, Joe. Sean, 15 receptions for Puka.
The Pakua, huh? Nice.
Single game record for rookies. First one, double-digit receptions in 2 games. How has he meshed so quickly with a veteran QB?
He's a stud. The game makes sense to him, physically and mentally tough, works really hard. I think even when you guys talked to him last week, he's very inquisitive. He asks a lot of questions, and he's got great guys to be able to lean on, whether that's Eric Yarber, but really, you look at the veterans in that receiver room with Cooper. I think Tutu's done an excellent job, and Van, his rapport with Matthew, where they're able to bounce things off of one another. I think that's been a real positive, and Puka's going to continue to improve, and love Puka. Okay, thanks, guys.
job the offensive line did for you. You guys obviously had to throw the ball quite a bit, probably more than you wanted to, but, you know, you had 1 sack in this one.
Yeah, they did a great job. Kept me clean majority of the night. That's a great front. You know, they started getting aggressive in the second half. We did a great job of kind of undressing their pressures for the most part. And when we got 5-on-5 and 5 guys out, we were successful in the pass game. Still things we can clean up communication-wise, but I thought they played their tails off and kept me clean, which I appreciate.
Aaron's really running the well, having a great start of the season, but how tough was it to overcome that tip that was in his hand at that point in the game?
There's a lot of time left. You know, we have more opportunities in that game. There's no more conscientious guy on our team, nobody that wants to do right more than that guy, so I got no problem with it. Obviously, he knows he can catch that ball, but you know, it's part of it. There's going to be those things that are unfortunate that don't go your way in this game, but all the trust in the world in him and his process and his you know, ability to get it done.
On the second one, what did you see on that?
2-man. Everybody was, you know, we have some static routes there, and that was the one mover I had. You know, really you know, looking back on it, maybe I try and scramble, but I don't know that I was getting out of there. They did a nice job kind of collapsing it on that one. So, you know, guy made a nice play. He's got a ton of help over the top, so he can undercut and made a good play.
As a veteran, how do you navigate the ebbs and flows of a young roster that does a lot of good things, but then still makes some young mistakes?
Yeah, continue to try to push. You know, just try to push them. You know, I'm trying to be as good as I can be as well. You know, I mean, if I can, you know, do the appropriate thing the majority of the time or more often, then, you know, maybe I can, you know, show those guys the way. I'm trying to do everything I can. I know those guys are fighting tooth and nail. They're asking me questions. We're trying to get on the same page and do it as well as we possibly can. That's part of it. I was a young player once. I'm not naive to that. I love the effort and the fight and the strain these guys have, the attention and the week that they have to go in there and play, you know, at a high level, and the intention to do so on Sundays. And this Sunday was no different. I mean, this was a hell of a game. You know, a couple plays here or there, and this one's in our back pocket. So frustrating as it always is to not get the win, but proud of the way the guys, you know, stepped up and played today.
Matthew, over the last 2 weeks, even though today was a loss, do you feel like from the line to the run game to the way receivers are going after the ball, do you feel like there's an establishment of a physical identity within this group?
Yeah, I mean, we got to go out and prove it every single day. You know, got to go out there and put the pads on and go and make it happen. But we definitely have some guys that are, you know, big physical players, both up front and on the perimeter. Those guys are doing a nice job. We got to make sure that we're getting the most out of everybody on our roster and go from there.
How do you guys handle, you know, Cam Akers situation again where he's not active for the game?
The next guy's up, you know, whether it's, you know, a situation like Cam's or an injury, we're used to this. This is the NFL. Every week there's somebody that tweaks something on a Friday, and oh, here we go. Well, you know, the next guy's up to play. So, you know, it's something that at least I'm probably more used to than some of the guys that are rookies. But it's part of it. It's not a fun part. Love every guy I've ever played with. Love the teammates that I have, Cam included. But you know, it's part of the business, and we got to do. You know, they have to do whatever they feel is right.
When did you find out he'd be inactive?
I can't even tell you the moment. I'm not even going to remember. I'm sorry. Wasn't today, so that helps.
Matthew, you've always said your job is to read the defense and find the guy that's open. Why is Puka Nacua getting so open, especially for a young guy right now?
I mean, as far as getting open, he's winning his matchup. You know, if he gets a man matchup, he's winning and doing a great job of separating and catching the ball, making plays after he catches it. If we're in zone, I'm just clicking through progressions, and you know, he was on the front side of a few of them today and did a nice job making some catches. You know, that one sequence we had where missed Tutu on the sideline on the one got his, I threw it, and then the next one I missed him on the sideline. Wish I'd have gotten that ball up. Maybe it changes the game a little bit, but I thought he played great. A lot of guys on the outside played really well, so just continue to you know, hone our process and continue to try to get better throughout the week, because, you know, football, unlike other sports, you play games in baseball, you play games in basketball, you play games in hockey to get better. We practice to get better and then see what we got on Sundays. So we continue to push ourselves in practice, and you know, I like where we're headed.
All set.
Thanks.
Thank you.